I'll use a belt and straps for my AMRAP sets on deadlift. So AMRAP is as many reps as possible.
Okay.
So it just
He
means
does the belt and the straps.
and straps. Yes. So it just means he's going for a massive amount of reps.
Okay.
And I swear to God, it makes the weight feel like 30 pounds lighter. Is this normal? Or is this something that I need to focus on more? Belted squats also feel way lighter to me. I'm worried I'm neglecting something. These tools are incredibly impactful because they allow you to remove. So I'm going to use the term limiting factor.
Sure.
And before I use this term, I want to define it a little bit. So if you are doing a deadlift and you're not using straps and you get 8 reps and then the bar rolls out of your hand,
Your grip.
your limiting factor was your grip.
Yeah. I think another word you could use would be barrier.
Yes. But your back, hamstrings, glutes, all of the primary movers are not taxed at all, or are taxed, but
they
not,
could do more.
Exactly. That would be a situation in which you're leaving development of the deadlift on the table because your grip is letting you down. Now, you can say, okay, I'm going to strengthen my grip, but if you're
Or
a
just use the
powerlifter or a
straps.
strongman, no one's going to test your grip. They're going to test your deadlift. So you have to then employ these tools to continue to train the actual movement that you want to train. So I see all of this stuff about like, oh, no straps, no belt. This is how, no belt in the wild, man. This is how the real men lift. Okay, I get you. Cool. You're not impressing anybody, dog. You're not impressed. Like, if your goal is to lift the most weight in the constraints of the sport that you are lifting in, and you are not using everything available to you,
You're leaving.
you're
progress.
wasting your time.
You're leaving progress on the table.
Exactly.
Well, because then using the straps, and correct me if this is way off base, but you're using the straps to be able to do more work on the muscles that are doing the actual job. So then that muscle tissue gets better.
Yes.
And then your 1 rep max,
Yes.
which wouldn't tax your grip strength anyway,
Yes.
will be better had you never used the straps at all.
In an ideal environment, yes. Now, I don't want to say use straps on everything all the time. Obviously, they need to be employed in moments and they need to be removed in moments. I did a whole video on lifting straps. I would love for you to go watch that.
It's a good video.
It's one of my better videos. I really liked the way that it came out, and I really liked the message of it in that don't restrict yourself needlessly, but also don't let anything become a crutch. You know, there's
Right, because when you compete, you are going to have to take the straps off.
there are no straps.
Yeah.
Right. But there's this problem in the fitness industry where it's like all or nothing. It's like, I'm going to be an alpha, never wear a belt. I don't wear straps. I'm just bleeding from my hands and I've only been able to deadlift 3 reps. But you know what? I'm an alpha. It's like, dude, bring your brain to training with you.
Yeah.
Understand that there are times for these assistance tools and there are times not to use them.
Right.
It drives me freaking crazy. All or
Right.
nothing should never be in your vocabulary in the
No.
gym. There are times for everything,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you're right in that volume is a driver of progress. So if you can do 10 sets of 10 on the deadlift, which is insane, but let's just keep it round numbers, right? That volume is going to drive so much growth if your
Yeah.
grip is not causing you to stop after set 4.
Right.
And then as you peak and teach that muscle that you have built through the volume to be explosive and powerful on a 1 rep max, most likely your grip is not going to be the limiting factor.
Like
at
your
that
grip's
point.
not going to fail out on 1 rep.
Most likely.
Most
There
of
are
the time.
moments where, you know, and I'm talking more to intermediates here because when you're a beginner, I think there is value in just going fully raw, no belt, no straps, understanding how your body
Well,
moves.
and at that point, it's like you're a beginner. You don't know if you're really going to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
These things can add up and be
Yeah, they cost
expensive.
money, yes.
So, like, you're a beginner. Don't sweat it. You can still have great improvements without all this extra stuff. If you really love it, like weightlifting, you can buy all that stuff
Yes,
later.
True. And so with all my clients, I'm like, it's so, I have a client who started with me and we were doing, bodybuilding work. She was trying to lose a little bit of weight. She was trying, she was a runner. She was shifting over. And as I introduced the powerlifting movements, she was like, I really like this. And there was a moment where I was like, I need to buy all this equipment. I was like,
Pump the brakes.
yes, you will have moments to be able to buy all this equipment, but also the base that you've built being raw and your grip strength is getting better, all that type of stuff. Now, when you bring the assistance movement, the assistance tools with you, it's going to be so much more impactful for you, right? Because you've already built that base, and now you can start to really get stronger off of the base
and make the most of the tools.
Oh yeah,
that you've added in
right.
to your repertoire.
So again, it's all about bringing your brain with you when you train.
Train your brain too.
If there's one thing that I leave this earth, it is that we have brought intelligent training to the forefront.
Train with your brain. There we go.
I'm gonna make merch that just is just a brain. Because
I like that. It's a brain with arms coming out.
Yeah,
of it.
brain with muscles.
Yeah.
Train with your brain. Because it is like,
use your noodle.
I love going into the gym and just like doing a knockout, drag out, blood coming out of my nose set where it's like my brain is off. But I have pre-planned that set.
Right.
I have done.
So your brain's not totally absent.
It's just not there right now.
Already done what it needs to do.
Exactly.
Your brain has worked first so that you can have that kind of session now.
Exactly. And one thing I will say for this guy, is this normal or is there something I need to focus on? There are definitely times where the belt specifically is an assistance tool to learn how to brace against. I think one of the big problems people get is they over tighten their belt and they use the belt as a brace rather than you're supposed to brace against the belt. You're supposed to feel the tactile feeling of the belt to allow you to brace.
The belt is a cue.
Yes, exactly. And not just something that's going to, oh my God, your face is turning red because you can't breathe, and that's how you got through the set. You don't want that.
Right.
So there are moments when beltless work on squats and deadlifts can be very impactful to practice your brace outside of having that cue.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, if you're doing submaximal work, you can get a lot of great core strengthening from those movements. Like I don't do core. I don't do sit-ups or any of that. But I have a very strong trunk because of the beltless work that I do in deadlifts and squats and heavy carries and all that type of stuff, right?
Because you've used the belt as a cue, a reminder, a tool to learn how to brace.
Yes.
So that you can do that same bracing
exactly.
in the absence of that cue.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So, use these tools when they're available to you, but don't feel like you have to like spend a ton of money on them. Everything in good time, and feel better when you have them on there. You can go for an extra 5 reps on your AMRAP. That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
You're not doing something wrong. That's a bonus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.